Merle Wakefield was convicted of lewd acts upon a minor in 1981 and rape in 1990. In 1998, the San Diego County Superior Court found him to be a sexually violent predator. The designation applies to an offender who has been convicted of at least one violent sex crime, has been diagnosed with a mental disorder, and is considered more likely to reoffend. Alexandra Knudsen handles sexually violent predator cases in San Diego County's Public Defender's Office. She says they must complete a 4-phase treatment in a state hospital after their prison sentence in order to be released.
Not intended to be a lifelong commitment if the client is no longer a risk to the community.
San Diego County Superior Court Judge Yvonne Campos made the decision last week to grant Wakefield conditional release. He will be placed in temporary housing until a permanent location is found. Knudsen says conditional release comes with strict requirements.
They attend outpatient treatment on a regular basis. They have individual treatment. They have group treatment. They have a regional coordinator who is similar to like a probation officer.
The judge also ordered GPS monitoring and 24/7 supervision of Wakefield by a security guard. Wakefield fulfilled his requirements and was granted conditional release status in late 2020, but the state has struggled to find him a place to live. Campos said in court that the case reflects a, quote, statewide problem in following up on the law, end quote. Knudsen says finding housing for sexually violent predators under conditional release is a constant struggle.
We've had clients, had their release delayed for years. And when you reach that amount of time, it does become a constitutional violation of our clients' rights.
Wakefield's attorney says landlords previously backed out of rental agreements because of public pressure. The state contracts with Liberty Healthcare to find housing placements for sexually violent predators under conditional release. In 2021, Liberty Healthcare intended to place Wakefield and another sexually violent predator in Mount Helix. Resident Sarah Thompson protested their placement in her neighborhood.
I think as a parent, you kind of almost go into panic mode and you'll do whatever it takes,
Thompson contacted Liberty Healthcare and the landlord who signed the rental agreement to house Wakefield.
So you try and do it as kindly as you can, and then it kind of go into like a peaceful protest kind of a thing where you start posting their information or you start putting signs around the houses.
Liberty Healthcare then tried to place Wakefield in Poway 3 years later. Rancho Bernardo resident Jeff Grace participated in the Poway protests.
We, in fact, think we're doing the right thing to protect a community, ethically speaking.
The landlord agreed not to rent the property. Liberty Healthcare and the Department of State Hospitals declined our interview requests. State law says sexually violent predators must be placed in eligible housing 30 days after the court orders their conditional release. A statewide audit from October found that Liberty Healthcare takes 17 months on average to place sexually violent predators. The audit also found that individuals who participate in the conditional release program reoffend less often than those who do not participate. Critics of conditional release, like State Senate Minority Leader Brian Jones, say the current system is not working. He disagreed with the judge's decision in Wakefield's case.
And I think it just goes to show how broken the California judicial system is in this particular case of dealing with sexually violent predators, that in my argument should never be released from prison ever.
Since 2022, Jones has introduced 3 bills in an attempt to curtail these placements across the state. Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.